Hello all, this is my first vlog. I wanted to start doing this. I had the idea to for the last few weeks, and now I want to start doing. I'm on a long run right now. I went to Ridgeway and back from Port Corbin, so I'm on a 20-mile run today. I'm walking because I wanted to record this, and also I knew this would be a good opportunity to do that. So for my first little video here, I wanted to talk about my big race coming up, my 100-mile race, why I did it, what built me up to that kind of confidence, and then what I might plan to do next. So, and also because I like documenting stuff. I have my own, private stuff. You're not to see that, but I do want to do a public documentary because, like any other person, I have goals. I have things I want to do with my life, and I want to document it because I know that when I'm older, and hopefully I've reached those goals, I can look back at this and go, wow, what is this kid talking about? So I thought that'd be funny. Hopefully you get a crack out of it too. And yeah, we'll talk about why I started or planned to do a 100-mile race and why I want to be a big ultra marathoner. So I started running when I was in grade 8. I was invited by my dad to just start doing this couch to 5K plan. So you'd basically go and just run on the treadmill for 10 minutes, break, 10 minutes, whatever. Just if you were not a runner at all, you could barely walk, you could try and do this plan to run your first 5K. And I did do that after, I think 2-3 months of doing that plan. I did sign up for my first 5K, and my dad did this Canada Day 5K run in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Really nice course. And yeah, I finished my first 5K in 26 minutes. So it was a big accomplishment because it was the first time I seriously got into running. And from there, I just kind of kept doing it on my own. I signed up for, I believe I did 10K after that. I did a few more 5Ks because it was cross country season and for high school at Lakeshore Catholic. And then I did a half marathon on my own too before I got to my first big goal, which is to run a marathon when I was 16. And I set that goal because after doing a half marathon, I'm I just want to keep going up in distance. Not because it's particularly fun, but because I know there's a lot of learning from that, which is hence why, foreshadowing, I'm doing this race. And I figured there's a lot of learning in that. So, and there's a lot of beautiful things on the other side of running really long distance and, going through that pain. So it was okay, after the half marathon, which I did get sub 2 hour on, I was we got to do a marathon. Now, the Niagara Falls policy was kind of difficult, so I had to communicate with them back and forth for, I think it was 2 months, but eventually I got in, and that was the first time I ran a marathon, which was October 27th, 2024, and my goal is to do sub 2 hour, or what the hell am I talking about? Sub 4 hour, and I didn't unfortunately get that. I started breaking down at mile 20. I was shuffling really bad, and I did come in at 4:27, so I did get sub 4:30 for my first marathon. I was really hoping sub 4, but this year, because I've signed up for it again, I would like to do sub 3:30. I think coming off of doing all these ultras, I'll have a really good cardio base, or cardio, I don't know, base. I have a good base, and I feel that'll put me in a good position to just dominate for a marathon. Also, if I'm running 100 miles, dude, a marathon is a quarter of that, okay? So I'm not gonna be scared of the distance, which is one of the biggest things I was scared of for my first marathon. So fine. Anyway, so after crushing that marathon, I was what's next? I want to do long distance runs, but my ankle's jacked up because I was just doing a lot of stuff in the morning for high school for lifting weights. I was out doing cross country. I was doing martial arts. I believe I had football too. I don't know, but I might have actually. And yeah, I jacked my body up so bad, and I started not being able to run. My ankles were just all messed up. My left ankle still sometimes gives me a hard time, but it doesn't really stick around. I've also done some exercises to fix it. I had a little bit of plantar fasciitis, or plantar fascia, whatever you want to call it, and that bugged me. So I was out of commission for a few months, literally not able to run. So I became a biker. I got a nice gravel bike, and I did a few long distance rides. I did my first Century, which was the Niagara Circle route, which is the trail I'm on right now. I went from Port Colborne to Fort Erie to Niagara on the Lake to St. Catharines back to Port. That took me about 8 hours. So that was like my first time doing like a long distance activity, but not ultra endurance, but apparently the Century is pretty big. To me, it was just, can you bike the Niagara Circle route? And the answer was yes. So now, eager to continue that. I believe like it was either a month later or a few weeks later, I don't know. I wanted to do a double Century, and I'm not gonna lie, that's been the hardest thing I've done so far. I'm sure 100 miles will take the cake on that, like running it, but 200 miles was hard. I didn't know how to prepare for chafing. I didn't know how to like handle my nutrition well. I was like white as a ghost. I did from like 4 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. I had to go to bed because I was falling asleep behind the wheel, and I was like super white as a ghost. My eyes were red. I looked like garbage, and I like was just like passing out basically. So if I handled my nutrition, I definitely could have kept going. I really only had like 2-3 hours left of biking in me, but I did do 18-hour day of biking, and then I did go ahead and finish it off. So whole 200 miles took about I think 20 hours in total, because I did do the rest on my stationary the next morning, and that was to finish it. So the 200 mile was segmented. I want to fix that in the future, so I'll definitely be doing that one again, and I'll have way better knowledge because I'll know how to handle the chafing and the nutrition and whatever else problems that came a lot better. And then I think like a few weeks ago, I did another Century ride just for the hell of it, but I got bored because I was like, this is too, no, that was actually a few months ago. I got bored. I was like, this is too easy. I know exactly what to do. It wasn't an easy ride, but I knew what to expect. So that's why I got bored of it. So I've done 2 Century rides. I did 100 mile. I did a marathon. And then it was like 45 days ago, I announced that I wanted to do my 100 mile run. Now, this is the part you've been waiting for. Why did I say I wanted to do that? Well, one is because I had a goal to do this, to run 100 miles before I turned 18, which I turned 18 within less than a month now. I wanted to do this before I turned 18. I had this goal in the back burner for 2 years. This was when I was like really listening to like David Goggins, listening to Ken Rideout, Cameron Hanes, other big or Sally McRae, all these people that were just big runners, and I was like, this would be so cool to do. Now, funny, running long distance, the only fun part is like afterwards, but like still in the moment there's a lot of learning, so that's why I enjoy doing it. And yeah, I said it 45 days ago. I was like, all right, the time's coming up, it's now or never, let's go and do it. So I set the goal, and now I've been training for it. This is a 20-mile run. I have a 100-kilometer run within like a few days. I'm not even that worried about that one because I know that like I already ran 50 miles, went to half marathon more. Doing 100 miles is probably gonna bug me out a little bit. So just I'll have to see how that one goes. And yeah, I've just been training for that. I did a 50-miler 6 days ago now. So, and once again, my body's recovered like magnificently. I went to bed limping. I say this all the time. I went to bed limping. I woke up in the morning being able to walk around, go up the stairs. And then the next day after that, I was back to running. So my body just healed up like this, which is exactly why I'm trying to push the limits on it, because if I know I have the capability to heal up incredibly quickly, I don't want to waste it. So yeah, now I have my 100 miles within like 2 weeks, and I'll explain why I'm doing it in a second too. Morning. How you doing?
Good, you?
Good.
You don't? No.
So anyways, the actual reason why I'm doing it is, one, because I want to, keep growing myself as an ultra marathoner and really just push my limits. But I also acknowledge that, like all the things you could do with your life, like, is going out there and just like pushing your limits really that bad of an idea? I don't think so. I feel like I should just, like, I like how some people say that it's like, imagine if life's like a sponge and you just squeeze every single drop of water out of it. That's what I want to do. And I have some more things planned too after this race, but I just know that there's just so much that has to be on the other side of that, because I've seen it before with some of my other long distance races. But that sense of accomplishment and the boost in confidence, like, for example, like I'm doing like a 20-mile run. I used to be scared of 20-mile runs. Now it's like 20-mile run, bro. That's not even like half of a 50-miler. That's like nothing. So just this is insane confidence you just build up, and it's all relative. Like, I'm not gonna even look. I'm gonna I don't know what the word is, but I'm not gonna shy away from running a marathon. If someone's like on a blip is like, "Hey, run a marathon with me," I'll be like, "Shit, why not?" Because it's like, it's nothing. It's all relative, and that's only a quarter of my max potential. So that's why I think it'd be cool to, go and do that. Just really just push the limits on it, and I hope you find yourself doing that as well, because there's something really, really, really beautiful on the other side of it. So I don't know if you've ever had honey and water mixed together. It's awesome, especially when your gut's all messed up and you're doing like an endurance activity. It's just sugar and water. Sometimes you can add in salt. The one time I added in like a lemon packet and some salt and some water, of course, and honey. I mixed that around. It tasted so bad. It literally tasted like piss, but it had all the essential nutrients, and it was like maple syrup consistency. It was disgusting, but it really did provide me with all the nutrients. I think I did that for the last training run I did to Ridgeway and back, which was like a while ago, because I don't typically go on this route. Speaking of, if anybody's watching this and they do go on this route, there are some black red-winged birds that are vicious suckers on, I don't know what road, it might be Shirkson Road, right on the side of Shirkson Road on the trail. Those guys are vicious. Holy, they're diving at me. I just started yelling at one earlier, because they come like right by your head. They're just trying to like poke at you. So I don't like those guys, and if you see them, don't be afraid to smack one in the mouth, please, or just make them go extinct, please. That'd be much appreciated. Anyways, I forget what I was talking about. So after the race, so yeah, I'm doing 100 miles because there's just so much learning and knowledge on the other side of that, and how, quite frankly, what else you can do with your life other than doing hard things? Like, realistically, like, there's no fun in just doing easy stuff. That's a truth I've accepted by now. Oh my God, it's a blue jay. Sorry, I got distracted. Where'd he go? He's on that tree over there. I don't know if you can see my finger, but I haven't seen one of those guys in forever. Sorry, I got distracted. What? That's a majestic bird. Come on. Such a nice color. Okay, sorry, I keep getting distracted by this bird. They are really beautiful. I wanted to later this summer, and I know this is the next big step up, but quite frankly, that's just kind of what I want to do as a person. So, and anyone that's watching, I suggest you keep expecting that from me. I want to run across, or around, I can't run across, Lake Ontario. And I've done the math on it already. I could do about 20 miles a day, and it would take me 3 weeks to do. So, and it's 500 miles around, roughly. And man, what is going on with these views today? What the heck? That's so nice. I don't know how it looks on the camera, but sure as shit, it looks so nice here. And the wind's blowing in the that's beautiful. Come on. Once again, sorry, I'm getting distracted. What I am saying is I want to run around Lake Ontario, because one, that's a huge event. Like, everyone aside, like media aside, not that I even care about that. All I care about is just the feeling of accomplishment and, the sense of gaining confidence of doing an event like that. I think that it would be an amazing fundraiser and it would inspire a lot of people. So, and also like, what does it feel like to run around, you know, one of the Great Lakes? I guess I'll find out. So that is something I want to dive into. So that will probably be late August. You'll probably hear me publicly announce it because this is pretty niche. I don't know if anyone's getting to minute 15 or whatever minute we're on in the video, but man, that is so gorgeous.
Lap 16, 2053.
Phone? I don't know if you guys hear that. It's repeating the time. We're at mile 16. I don't know anyone that uses miles other than me. All my influencers I listen to for running use miles, so I'm a bit of an oddball on that, but man, it looks so beautiful. It might just be my sunglasses. Maybe I got like 4K vision on my sunglasses, which is like the right tint. That, or maybe it's just a really beautiful day. Probably that. But yeah, so big races coming up. Marathon in October. 100 miles coming up soon. I'll probably even pop another 100-mile race or another 50-mile race in between training for running around Lake Ontario. I've already done the math, so I'm probably going to be doing like, I sound redundant saying that. I've already done the math, and I'm probably going to have to run about 100, 120, 140 miles a week. So I know that sounds like a crazy volume, and it is. It's like 20 miles a day on average. But 50% of your volume is going to be coming on the weekend. So I could probably do 50K, or I guess 50K on the weekend, plus another like 20-mile run, a marathon or something, which is really accomplishable. Like, that's not even that crazy. It's funny. It's not even that crazy. I say that now. And then, yeah, throughout the week, small like 10-mile runs, and you make up that distance. So, you know, it's all relative, right? But more good things to hear from me about races like that. You'll probably hear me talk about it if you see me in person or on my social media. So hopefully you've enjoyed my log so far. I gotta figure out what I want to call this, whether I want to call it like a log or a vlog. I don't know. I don't even know if anyone's watching the video at this point, but yeah, this is gonna be the first of whatever series of videos I upload, just talking about my athlete life, my business life, my personal life, whatever else the hell's going on. So hopefully keep watching this, and of course, if you know I can grow this into something cool, you subscribing would be much appreciated. So thank you very much for that, and maybe I'll try and get a steadier arm. I've been switching back and forth because this arm's been burning out. So other than that, that's the vlog for today. We're doing a 20-mile run on the Fort Erie Trail. Watch out for those stupid black redword, I don't know what they're called, black birds. I don't like them, not because they're black. I should not say that. And yeah, other than that, that is the log for today. So hopefully you got a kick out of it. And this is the first of many, many, many great training races or training preparations. All right, peace out.